everybody. Happy Tuesday. Sherry Moyse here. So today is, um, this has been a theme. So I wanted to talk about the word work and working hard. So one of the things that is really present and I hear a lot and I have the t-shirt myself for is this subscription to the harder we work, the farther we get. The more energy and effort and attention that we put in, the better our results. And what I see comes of that mindset is exhaustion, is um, failure or a feeling of being a failure, and really a lack of results. But we're conditioned, right? Like if you have a business, you need to work hard to make it go. You've got to put in the hours, you got to put in the time. And I'm not saying that we don't need to put effort and energy in, but I do believe that we don't have to toil and be tied to our computer 8 hours a day and work 7 days a week or see 10 clients in a day to be successful. I think that success is an individual answer. There is no one definition, just your definition. But yet we get tied to this idea. And then what happens? We get held back. We are putting in a lot of effort and energy, and then we aren't getting anywhere. It's like pushing this big boulder up the hill and it's not going anywhere. Anybody been there, done that? Anybody, can you relate to this feeling of pushing energy, of trying to make it happen, trying to put in all that effort and feeling like you're not getting anywhere? So I want to propose that maybe there's a different way. Maybe that there is a way that might feel more aligned, more in sync, and a way that could actually produce even better results. And it kind of goes against, or it does go against traditional thinking. And remember, I come from 25 years in the corporate world where the longer your to-do list was, the more important you were. The more calls you had to make, the more things you had to do, the more important you appeared to be. If you were busy, you were successful. But that's not true always. And when I left the corporate world, I left in part because that's not how I wanted to be living my life. That's not how I wanted to be showing up in the world. And, but, you know, but then there's this like, how do I be an entrepreneur? How do I get things moving in my business? How do I stay on top of everything without feeling overwhelmed? And so I there's a way that we can empower ourselves to take inspired action and really create even better results. And it doesn't require a 10-page to-do list. It really requires getting connected, really tapping in and listening and making decisions from your heart and not your head. If I had said that in a conference room when I was in corporate, I probably would have been laughed out of the room. No, they kind of knew me back then. Well, at least at my last job. But, there is this idea that, you have to think and be practical about it. And I'm like, I call BS on that. I say, no, you have to be connected, inspired, and listening deeply to your own inner wisdom. When you do that, you'll know what steps to take, and you'll know, and that step maybe, I don't know how to do this, so I need to get support. This isn't in my wheelhouse, so I can have two choices. I could spend 10 hours trying to figure it out, or I could find somebody to help me. Um, there's this process I teach of, looking at a to-do list and saying, what can you defer, delete, and delegate? Is it really necessary? Is this really a now thing? And the only way we can answer those questions really is if we're tapped in, if we're really listening and acknowledging what's true. Now, don't get me wrong, because This is not permission to not take action. It's permission to take more inspired action. It's permission to listen deeply to your own inner knowing and inner wisdom so that you can be creating in a way that feels more easeful. There are a lot of things that we need to do, to get through, to make things happen. We need to send follow-ups. We need to, what have you. But how we choose to run our business is really, it does get to be a choice, my friends. It really, really does. You get to have fun. You get to have a thriving business, be nourished. And the way we do that is by getting out of shoulding ourselves and really getting into inspired action. So, what does that look like? How do we practically get out of working hard and really being in and busy? Busy is, a badge of honor too, right? Some people, the busier we are. So, how do we leave busy behind and really just be inspired and energized and excited about what we're doing so that it just flows? Um, I had a client I was working with, and she got up every day at 4 in the morning, and she thought she needed to start her day then because she had a 3 page long to-do list. When we shifted her mindset and she figured out that she could take more inspired action, that she could pare down that list to like the 3 things that she needed to focus on that day, and then just the one thing. It was amazing what happened. She actually got more done and she had better results. Energy started to lift. She was in such a busy, hurried mode that she wasn't attracting clients, she wasn't attracting the money she needed. Nothing was happening because of where her frequency was. When she slowed down, she got focused, she got inspired, she started listening. Boom, things started to flow. Money from sources that she didn't know were possible started to come in. Clients started to come in. Things start to move. So it's counterintuitive a little bit. Do less, create more, work in ease and flow, and create more. And so, are you working hard, or are you creating? Are you inspired? I'm really, and I would love for you to pop in the comments. There's a word I'm trying to remove from my vocabulary. um, the word work, I think it carries so much weight with it on us, in terms of it feels hard, it feels harsh, it feels like pushing. So, what other ways can we talk about being in inspired action, co-creating, um, collaborating? I'm collaborating with a client today. I am connecting with my mentor today. I am in inspiration today. I'm creating. What other words can we use that give us more permission to be in that heart space energy? Because when we are here and then we go to here, that's when we can really make the energy flow for us. And then we're not pushing. So, what does this require? It requires 2 things, well, more than 2 things, but at a really basic level, it requires a bit of trust and surrender. So, really trusting yourself, trusting your knowing, and then surrendering to this different way, this process, this trusting, this leaning in so that you can find your way and get out of trying to should yourself into everyone else's way. So, who's with me? Who wants to sign up for getting out of work mode and getting into inspired action? Um, Inspiration plus action, success, better results. And even if we're not feeling inspired in that moment, now there's ways to navigate that. Connecting with your why, I've talked about that before. But when you can look at your list, and if the things you're putting your energy into are things that you really want to create, then that's where the inspiration comes from. Like, I really want to reach out to that client because I really feel like I could support them, and I really want to see them get the results they're looking for. Or I really want to, work, I want to put some energy and creativity into this project because it's going to allow me to help some people change their mindset. So when you can look at that list and it feels inspired and you can attach it to your why, that's really where the magic happens. Jeannie, yes. Divine inspired creations. Yes, I love that. Because if we're creating, that's such a different energy, right, than using the word work. If I'm creating something, if I am, and there's lots of words. Help me, people. Give me more words, because I'm wanting to really shift that language as much as possible. So my invitation, if you are ever, because I know I still find myself at times falling back into the old habit of, like last week, I had gone from many more meetings, engagements, whatever, connecting, a lot of connecting, to last week that had kind of tapered off. And there was this moment one day I was like, wow, I'm not very busy today. And it was like, am I doing enough? And it was like, yeah, I'm looking at the things that are important. And yes, it's good. I'm getting an ebb and flow. Oh, great, I'm going to go take the dog for a walk. What, so I can create some more inspiration so that I know what action I want to take next. It leaves space for that. Um, when we are too busy and too much in our head, we're not leaving room for that inspiration to come through as effortlessly. So I hope you're on the inspired action bus with me, the connect to your heart. And if you're not sure how to do that exactly, take that simple step of looking at your list and seeing what you can delete, defer, delegate, or look at it from the perspective of what's going to create the most momentum? What is going to move the meter today? And just do that one thing at a time, and then see how you feel. Check in and go from there. I am thinking, and I'm going to look at my schedule, I'm hoping that I can do a little workshop on this, a live workshop, and invite you all to join me where I walk you through this process of an empowered to-do list, and that we can do that together. So stay tuned for that. I'm thinking we can make that happen next week, but I will keep you all posted. And so sending you all lots of love, and just a reminder, as usual, that what it really takes is just a little heart power. That's how we make the magic happen. So sending you lots of love, and I will see you all soon.